Focus, thanks for joining us on this Monday afternoon. It's 1:07 right now. I'm meteorologist Justin Storm with Ag Director Bridgette Readel and Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki. And again, we thank you for joining us this afternoon. Guys, let's play a little game right off the bat, shall we?
What's the game?
Okay.
All right, let's play not guess the temperature, but let's guess the dew point. It's a little unfair for Dean, but Bridgette,
Okay,
what's your guess?
I haven't looked yet, so I'm game.
Oh, you haven't?
So
All
it could be
right.
all
By
of
the way,
us.
Dean, I love the little green tractor there.
You like that?
Where
I
did
do
that
like
come
that.
from?
Well,
I love it.
our guest Matt, who's in the studio, brought that in for us. So
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
it's mine.
that's awesome.
Hands off.
It's on my computer, though.
Ooh.
He's got a second one too.
Oh, perfect.
You know, look, if I have to, I'll bring my own tractors to work. Just saying.
Yeah, and you could see the tractor too if you want to join in, watch us live, Facebook or YouTube live, as well as Acres TV. You get to see everything going on behind just the radio side and all the shenanigans in the background during our breaks. So back to the game. What's
right.
the dew point?
Okay, I know what it was this morning. That was the last time I looked. So I'm gonna guess 60. Do I get a 65? We're
Nope.
just gonna go 65.
65? Okay.
Okay, so based on when it's not as bad as yesterday when it was roughly 104. So today I'm going to go with a little lower number. I'm going to say 86.
The dew point.
86. Oh, wow. That would be nasty. 67 is your
let's
dew
face it.
point.
Ooh,
Well,
that's
come on,
muggy.
Justin. If you're going for, he's going for 65 bushel soybeans. I can go for high humidity. There. How's that?
And that frizz,
Man, that's like
that frizz your hair right off. You talk
that's
about
like right in the middle of the Everglades.
no, at least. Woo, man.
Where
Well,
that threw me for
well, felt like
threw me
it.
for a quick one there, Bridgette. That's hot.
So,
Muggy.
hey, do you know what high humidity is actually good for? This is actually
Oh,
pertinent to
yes.
those who are out farming.
It's
Okay, what's
really
it good
good for
for,
curly
Justin?
hair.
No. This has to do with farming. Okay, so if
Oh,
anybody is out there spraying Liberty or glufosinate is its active ingredient, that is a product that needs sunshine and humidity. So if you are out there today and that's one of the products you're going to be spraying, that is a good day for you, as long as you don't have wind and you're following all your label instructions and wearing your PPE.
Hey, what's the dry period on that?
For that product, well, I can go pull the label up. Most of them are probably an hour. I'll go look what Liberty's is too, just by the brand name for glufosinate.
Well, you should be able to, if you're spraying right now, depending on exactly where it is, you might be able to get that hour of dry time in for most, but a few of us will not, unfortunately, because there will be pop-up storms, just like the last
Okay.
29 days have been. Basically the same forecast. What's the red X for, Dean? What did I say that's wrong?
No, you're right. But yeah, if you want to spray, what I'm saying is if you want to spray, you're not going to be able to get it done this afternoon. So that's more than
Oh,
likely
tell me
better.
more and why.
Well, because rain and a little breezy. We got rain popping
Well,
up this
that's
afternoon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of
So
similar.
you're gonna have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah. The good news is we're finally going to break out of this pattern as we head into the weekend. The weekend looks phenomenal, and then we're going to finally start seeing a more progressive nature to these storm systems, kind of traversing the lower 48 and southern Canada, which means our weather will not only cool down, but I think we're going to have a better shot for severe weather between the middle and end of the month as well, as these storms become more progressive. And wait till you see, we're gonna get a cool shot of air sometime around mid-month, and that's more like what was forecasted from the LRC, that we're going to get these Canadian air masses to slip in here to kind of nip any long-term heat right off, and we're finally starting to see that develop as we head towards the middle of the month. In fact, a couple of our models were saying 60s for highs by the middle of the month. That'd be a nice little break, wouldn't it?
No doubt.
Man.
Sure would.
Okay, so back to your forecast there and pop-up showers, Dean. Y'all, we were talking about Liberty as a product, and I'm looking specifically at the formal label for it, and the label says it is rain fast after 4 hours. So I guess
so
we
you
better
need
pay
4
very close attention.
Yeah, I would not be putting it on today. Now, your particular farm could see 4 hours of dry weather, but man, it's just it's literally rolling the dice. It's not like we have a line of storms coming in. These storms pop up, and I'll give you a good example. I was out riding. I live in South Fargo. I was out on the trails yesterday riding. The sun was out. It was partly sunny, but there was some sun mixing in. I had a friend call me from downtown, and she sent me a text saying, "Look it's pouring like crazy downtown." What's that? 10, 15 minutes away. They picked up about a half inch at the airport, and I was out on the trails riding my bike. It was beautiful. So, I mean, and that's kind of what we're dealing with. These hit and miss storms where some areas are going to get brief torrential downpours, and other areas not getting a thing. So that could be your farm. You could literally have one end of your farm getting a half inch of rain, and maybe the other end of the farm hardly gets anything at all. So,
and that's very true for so many farmers, depending on where your acreage lies, right? You have fields that get rainfall versus those that don't. And speaking of fields, I was out to see our field, Here We Grow, on Saturday. The beans are up, people.
Woo-hoo!
We got soybeans.
Hey, right on.
All right.
I like to hear. How tall are they already?
About as
Has
tall.
my whispering sweet nothing into their ears make them grow a little faster than they should be, Bridgette?
They're about as tall as me and Bridgette.
Yeah, you're going to need to go out there a
pretty
lot
good.
more because I don't think tall is an accurate measurement for them at this point. They're very little, but they're coming along.
Oh man, hey, but they're chugging. They're chugging along.
They are. They're going to do very well.
You know what else is chugging along?
Yes.
Dean with a beer? What are we going?
Let the silence, just the dramatic effect. I was waiting for someone to take that route. Yeah, we're chugging the beer. 1:14 in the afternoon right now. Let's go. I mean, no, I got my garden in yesterday. I got it all tilled up. I got all my plants in, so they're good to go, and they're chugging.
Tell Bridgette what you did while you were tilling.
Who wants to take a guess at what the old Justin did while he was tilling his garden?
Chugging? Is that where we're
swatting
going back
bugs?
Well, of course I was, but besides that point,
Jace says there were bugs involved. That was the voice from the shadows.
No. Yeah, I totally cut straight through a wire. That ran straight to my house.
Internet wire, or did you ever figure out what it was? Did they figure it out?
Nah, there's a guy who's coming out today. My brother-in-law is one of the top people over at Midco. I was talking with him. He's like, "Is it an orange wire?" And I'm like, "No, it's black." He's like coax? I'm like, "Yeah, that's exactly what it is. The old cable you'd screw into your TV to get TV back in the day." And he's like, "Is your internet okay?" And I'm like, "Nothing's happened to our house. The wire goes straight to the house." So I'm thinking it was just an old wire that they never took out when they replaced it with the next one up or something. I don't know. The wire is cleanly cut in half, but there's not a single issue.
He was wondering why the neighbors all of a sudden started yelling expletives about 30 seconds after that tiller got through that.
Yeah, I can't say anything about my neighbors having internet, but
You got to quit plowing. You're going too deep, maybe.
Dude, we're gonna have to talk about your depth of your tillage tools. That's gonna be a problem for you.
So here's the thing. So I was talking with him, my brother-in-law, and I did a little researching online. Those wires are supposed to be a foot deep or deeper, generally 18, but about a foot. I went 4 inches over that portion that got flagged for a wire, and it was at 2 inches deep. So someone at Midco was just being lazy and didn't bury it.
This is going to be your defense in a court of law? Yeah, buff that up. I don't think you're there yet.
Yep. Nope, they're supposed to be a foot. I hit it at 2 inches.
It's definitely not the cross line.
Who buries a wire at 2 inches deep?
Well, Bridgette, we've got a special guest coming up here after the break, don't we?
And that voice, I bet he knows better than to bury something at 2 inches deep, any sort of a line. He'd be way better than that because he is an engineer. And that is Matt Faul. He is here from Readel. He is an engineering company here in Fargo. They just got a great award for a small business. And we are so looking forward to visiting with Matt. I like the fact that he jumped right into this conversation when we started with chugging, cutting lines, tillage. I love it. This is going to be great. So Dean and Matt are in studio. We can only hope they behave themselves. And stay tuned. We're going to talk with Matt right after this.
Maximize your corn and soybean crops with Affiance fungicide. This highly systemic fungicide delivers unbeatable protection against disease like northern corn leaf blight, frog-eyed leaf spot, and more. Penetrating the plant's tissue, Affiance provides total plant protection, including new growth. For corn and soybean growers who want quality disease protection and maximize yields, the choice is Affiance fungicide. Ask your local ag retailer about Affiance fungicide today. Always read and follow label directions from Gowan, USA.
Hi, this is Kevin Pfeiffer with Pfeiffer's Auction Company. Pfeiffer's upcoming June auctions include 164 acres in Stark County, 784 acres in Kidder and Stutzman counties, 563 acres of exceptional cropland in Wilkin County, Minnesota, near Wolverton, 201 acres of hunting land in Roseau County, near Wysocki, 3.6 acre lot on Lake Metagoshi in Botanill County, mineral auctions in Slope and Hettinger counties. View these auctions and many more land and equipment auctions at Pfeiffer's.com.
Did you know that there are several different types of crop hail insurance policies? Hi, this is Bethany Rentz, crop insurance agent with Irie Insurance. We at Irie Insurance want to help you select a hail policy that will best protect your crops and bottom line from a hailstorm. Give us a call today to schedule a time to meet with an Irie Insurance agent. For our contact information, go to our website at irieins.com.
You're protected and appreciated at Irie.
Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity provider.
What do eyewear and weather have in common? Join us for the Aspire Optical Eye on the Sky weekly weather forecast to find out. Each Tuesday morning, Dean Wysocki, Justin Storm, and myself, Ashley Freeborn, owner of Aspire Optical, will bring you the 7-day forecast.
You never know where we'll be or how it will be presented, but we promise to bring you the most accurate forecast this side of the Red River.
And learn how you can save big on eyewear from Aspire Optical.
Watch the Aspire Optical Eye on the Sky weekly weather forecast on our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages.
Trust us, this is weather and eyewear like you've never seen.
Stumped at getting those trees removed, the team at Tyler's Tree Service is busy this time of year. No leaves mean a clear look at wires and structures that can get in the way and make their job more challenging. No leaves also means you can see the branches that will cause a problem being too close to the house. The team at Tyler's Tree Service is busy in the city, at the farms, and at the lakes, so don't you wait. Get a free estimate today at tylerscut.com. Tyler's Tree Service, no stick left behind.
Are you tired of woke investment firms trying to push their political agenda onto your money? This is Brian Kronk, financial advisor at Collins & Kronk here in Fargo. If you are through with big East Coast companies and their ESG agenda, call Collins & Kronk for a consultation. See how we build a plan based on what matters to you. Call Collins & Kronk today, 701-235-0119. That's 701-235-0119. At Collins & Kronk, you matter.
Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member, FINRA, SIPC. Collins & Kronk is not a broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services.
It's me, Janae from the Coffee Club, and I am super excited to tell you that Hotworks Fitness Center is opening soon on Highway 10 East in Moorhead. Unique infrared workout sessions, including yoga, Pilates, and cycles, great for weight loss, improved circulation, detoxification, and so much more. If you become a Hotworks VIP member right now, it's only $10 to enroll and $44 a month, saving you $15 a month. So become a founding member. Find Hotworks Moorhead on Facebook.
Welcome back. Here we are at WDAY. We are the Weather and Ag in Focus radio program this afternoon. Thrilled that you are joining us because it is nothing but good times and fun, along with Justin Storm, meteorologist, Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki, myself, Ag Director Bridgette Readel, and I have some little tidbits, housekeeping, if you will, for everyone. First, we have a guest with us, and that is Matt Faul. He is with Readel here in Fargo. We're going to talk to Matt in just a moment. For those of you listening, if you would like to make sure that you get your questions answered, you can call us on the Red Wing Shoes hotline at 701-293-9000. Also, we were given some homework this morning on Bonnie and Friends, and I'm working on that. So for Greg, who called in, for your Crazened beer, a way that it's formulated, you should tune in on Thursday because I'll have all of the information for everyone there. We're going to talk about beer, one of our favorite things.
And beef.
And beef, always beef. And June is Dairy Month, so happy ice cream, y'all.
And a little shout out to Greg's question, and I won't give it totally away, but growing up in Chicago, Old Style beer was the only one that advertised as being Croissant. That was their big marketing tool. Old Style, and I think that's still how they brew it as well. I know they changed their formula up a little bit, so I don't know if they changed that, but back in the day when we were cracking, when my brother made us drink beer and shut up in the back seat of the car when we were 10, 11 years old, I remember that. So
right.
That sticks out.
Now,
very well.
Hey, man, I don't think you're supposed to be saying that.
Now that you say Old Style, I actually have a prop that I will make sure that we have for Thursday's live stream that you guys are going to appreciate very much.
Is it a big friendly?
Well, you just got to wait and see. I can't tell you now. I've got to wait till Thursday. Are you kidding?
All right.
Sheesh. Okay. But also, Ellingson Drainage, thank you so much as one of our sponsors for our Here We Grow project. We are thrilled to have you working with us. And in fact, your leader of government affairs, that would be Levi Otis. He is hosting the Ag Mafia Snapchat account this week, talking all things Ellingson. So for those of you who are Ellingson devotees and have it on your property, you might just want to check that out on Snapchat. I think that'd be a good way for you to catch up with what's going on at Ellingson. And we're going to catch up now, finally, after I've done all of that. Hello, Matt Faul from Readel. How are you?
Hi there. Thanks for having me. I'm well.
This is fabulous. All right.
And
Tell us about you. Who are you?
Matt's got some giveaways to give away here too, Bridgette.
Yes, I learned early on you never
awesome.
come empty-handed.
Right. So
where's my phone? I'm gonna get dialed in.
Yeah, we're gonna be we'll be doing a little either ag or weather trivia after the bottom of the hour, and whoever can call in with the right answer, we'll have a little gift package that Matt brought in.
Unfortunately, employees do not qualify.
Which employees?
You
Yours
gotta
or
get
ours?
paid to be an employee, or
Both.
is volunteer time count?
If that's the case, I'm on vacation.
We'll talk
at
offline.
1:30 today. Okay. Oh, Matt, go ahead. Tell us about yourself and Ready. I know what you are, but I bet not everybody else does.
Yeah, I'll try to hit some highlights of what most people ask when they first meet you or want to meet you and get to know you. Born and raised in Fargo, went to North Dakota State University, and I'm as homegrown as they come, I think, and I'm still in the area, Horace area, and we've got a business that I started 10 years ago. I say we because my twin brother joined me about 6, and so if that's not a sight to see, 2 redheaded guys that look exactly the same, you might think that you saw me, but you saw him, and he didn't recognize you, even though we were best friends, and well, that's because it wasn't me, it was him. And that has happened. Actually, it happened on college campus once. A guy was walking along the street and goes, hey, he asked me some question about class, and we play along. We just try not to make it long and awkward. So I thought this was going to be like a 10-second, yeah, okay, well, see you later. And he asked me this really tough question. I'm like, oh, I think you actually think I'm my brother. He looked at me so weird. He gets to class, like, no kidding, a minute later or less, and he sees my brother in class, and he's like, what? He was so confused. So that was pretty fun. We've had our fair share of laughs and
see, that would be fun to mess around with each other's dates.
Yeah, but if they don't know you better than
that's
that, you're
they
probably dating
might
the
not
wrong
get away
person.
with it. Okay.
Yeah, we did switch once in high school, and the ladies we took to prom knew instantly when I walked in their class. They were both in there in the math class, and they're like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I had to be like, "Shh, don't tell anyone." Until the end of the day, But anyway, back to what you'd want to know about me. I'd like to do a little trivia. How old do you think I am? You got to tune in on the live stream here, the live video. And am I on the far end of able to drink, or the most people are like, what college are you going to?
Well, let's see. If he started this company 10 years ago, probably started it right out of college, right? So early 30s.
I just had a milestone.
30.
40.
Whoa,
yeah,
man.
See, that's pretty. They say they got to study me for my age, but
yeah.
we'll see if that continues here long term.
So, Matt, what does your company do? What exactly do you do in your company?
Yeah, so 10 years ago, I started a company called Ready. Stands for Red Engineering, actually. I'm a mechanical engineer, graduated from North Dakota State University with my twin brother doing the same thing. He went off to another company. I continued on with Amity Technology. After 6 years, felt really restless. And it wasn't for any good reason, I don't think. Maybe it was a good reason, but it wasn't for any reason that was being caused by Amity. In fact, I was traveling the world. Just got back from Brazil, going to Ukraine and Russia many times, supporting
Howard does a lot of business over in Ukraine. Yeah,
and you know what? Howard's on our board. He's a great guy, a mentor. So blessed to be a part of him and him to be a part of what we're doing. And anyway, just got restless. Call it an early midlife crisis. Maybe it's because my twin brother just got married too. So, you lose that for a little bit. And I said, I got to do something different. So I took the opportunity to go on a missions trip for 3 weeks to Africa. Went to 3 countries, Malawi, Zimbabwe, and South Africa. And I didn't know if I'd come back. I was like, I could do this for a while. I did get on the plane, and then I got back, and I'm like, uh-oh, now what? And this was in 2012. And spent a few months doing some odds and ends. I'm not an idle person. And eventually, I still had this motorcycle before I had to sell it, before I ran out of money, And I said, you know what? This is probably the only time in my life I'm going to be single, have money to be able to do this, and perhaps unemployed, you could say that, at least not in the traditional sense. And I took a motorcycle trip for a month. And what better way to kick off a motorcycle trip than to go to Iowa and go to one of the biggest farm shows in the world, Farm Progress. And so I went there, and long story short, I hit up a bunch of farmers on the way, some family, down through Texas, New Mexico, and all kinds of ventures for a whole month. And I found my way. That was the trip. I figured out what I'm going to do next. And it wasn't until I hit Washington State, stayed at a farm there that I'd helped set up an air seeder when I was with Amity, that, you know what? I think God just gave me this piece. This is what is the next step. And you know what? How God provides every minute of the day too. It was like literally that moment in that within a day, I get this call, this random call, right? I'm on this trip, and this guy says, when I heard you quit, no, this is months after I quit, right? I quit in June, and this is September. He goes, I was so excited when I heard you quit. What? And he goes, I've got work for you. When you get back, give me a call. So I'm not kidding you. That moment, this whole trip, it took about, out of 30 days, it took me 25 days to figure out, okay, I'm going to start a company. I'm going to do engineering services. I don't know what else to do. I'll just do what I know for other companies. And I get this phone call right when that decision was made. And that there's just been example after example of that all throughout my 10 years. And the rest is history. We just exploded in the last 5 years. Just got North Dakota Persons of the Year with the SBA.
Congratulations.
Went to DC. Yeah,
Wow.
I hate to toot my own horn, but that's big news, and we're pretty excited about that.
You should toot that, Matt. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, what else you want to know?
Bonnie?
First of all, I want to know if we should give you a map, but I'm not Bonnie, and we should
Bridgette,
give Matt a map.
We're back to that again.
He said he went to
she's
Iowa.
got a twin named Bonnie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Matt
Rip.
says, I went to Iowa, but I was going through New Mexico and Arizona, and I'm like, you what? That's not really how that works, but I'm glad you made it.
Well,
So,
Iowa was the first stop when it was 90-some
okay,
degrees.
good.
Driving with leathers on and sleeping in a tent. Not fun.
Wow. No, not great. Not great. Well, all right. It is 1:30. It is bottom of the hour. We promised when we come back, more questions for Matt Faul. He is Ready Engineering. Please call us at 701-293-9000 for questions with Matt. And we're going to have giveaways. Do not go away.
Boost your crop's health with Domark 230ME and Badge SC fungicide exclusively from Gowan, USA. Domark's systematic action teams up with Badge's outstanding mixing properties for unbeaten disease control on sugar beets, dried edible beans, and canola. Experience the power of 2 different modes of action with Domark and Badge. Don't wait. Contact your local ag retailer and ask about Domark 230ME and Badge SC. Always read and follow label directions from Gowan, USA.
Beth and Sue at Hankinson Insurance Agency, proudly serving the area for over 30 years. They invite you to join them for Hankinson's 8th Annual Music Fest, 2 full days of music and dancing in historic downtown Hankinson, North Dakota, June 9th and 10th. Enjoy 5 bands per day, free RV parking, concessions, and full bar available. Welcome from your friends at Hankinson Insurance Agency. Visit hankinsonnd.com for more information.
Robin and Ron at The Nest are ready for the fun, music, and dancing of the 8th Annual Music Fest June 9th and 10th in historic downtown Hankinson. Enjoy 2 full days of great music from noon to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday, and dancing and more. Plus, be sure to stop into The Nest and grab a cool beverage and pizza and chill. Meet your friends or make new ones at The Nest, located at 113 Main Avenue South in Hankinson. See you soon at The Nest.
It's a family summer bash, Wednesday, June 14th at Olivet Lutheran Church in Fargo. The events start at 5 with dinner served by our youth featuring pulled pork sandwiches and all the sides. We'll worship at 6 with our Celebrate Band, followed by a kids' color run, service projects, lawn games, and a concert by the band Island Time. If you've never been to Olivet Lutheran Church and are looking for a church home, this is a great way to learn about us. Bring your family and friends for our summer bash, Wednesday, June 14th at Olivet Lutheran Church on the corner of 13th Avenue and South University Drive, Fargo.
Your friends Nathan and Julie Falk at Hankinson Drug invite you to the 8th Annual Music Fest in Hankinson, June 9th and 10th to enjoy 2 full days of music and dancing in downtown Hankinson. Be sure to stop in at Hankinson Drug through the 17th to get 30% off items by Duke Cannon Supply Company, bargain BOGO sale, buy 1 green line or discounted clothing item and get the second one of equal or lesser value for free. Stop in and see us at 323 Main Avenue South or visit us online at hankinsondrug.com.
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are taking you for a ride. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating it with Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you roll a Charmin Ultra Soft on the party, this is more, so roll it back, everybody. Charmin's irresistibly soft and hella nice. The grip is always stocked. It's our party vibe. So our chicks feel fine. So everybody wanna touch the sky.
Charmin Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thanks for rejoining us. It's 1:34. We got Matt Faul, in studio with us from Red E. And if you want to be a part of the conversation, ask some questions, feel free to do so. Reach out to us. We love hearing from our listeners. 701-293-9000 is the Red Wing Shoes phone line. And of course, email box always open at weatherorag@flagfamily.com. We're going to head over to the phone lines right now because we have Katie on line 1. And Katie, where are you calling from? And what's your question for Matt?
Hey, I am from the Fargo area, and I was wondering what type of air seeder parts you guys sell. Matt seemed to have mentioned that.
Yeah, well, that's a great question because I hadn't even gotten there yet. And we've really, if you don't know what an air seeder is, I actually brought a prop. I had to grab this off the wall. We have several of these in our office, so I'll show that right now. And I've got, if you can see it, if you can zoom in and see that, that is a John Deere air seeder, something you might have seen driving down the road just before this time of year. They're mostly done here. You might see a few stragglers, but this piece of equipment helps farmers be very efficient with planting, or what we call seeding when it's this type of tool. And it does it very efficiently. And how it does it is there's big tanks. You put a lot of product in it at once, and then it uses an air delivery system like a big old fan. And you meter that product, which it could be wheat, it could be fertilizer, it could be a lot of different things. You meter that into the airstream. Wherever the air goes, that's where the product goes, and that's how you get it in the ground. And so this is actually, I mentioned Amity before. Amity used to be Concord, if you remember that history. And what a cool history to be a part of. What a cool company to work for. The actual inventors and the owners of Concord were Howard and Brian Dahl. And I've heard farmers say, even this many years later, they're retired probably, their grandpas, they're even the sons still who are dads. They said, this is what saved our farm. This tool, I mean, think of how powerful that is. And if one of my goals is, I'll probably get choked up if I get too serious about talking about this, but one of my goals is to be just have a part of that, be a part of helping save people's farms and their livelihood, their way of life. The farming way of life is something that we don't want to lose. This is something that has conservative values, still values family, right? Family's still a big part of it. And even faith. Faith's a big part of it too. And if you value those things, you don't want to lose it. That's something where just living on the land and being reliant on the rain. We talked about the heat, the rain, the humidity. That's something we don't control. We just go with it. But we still got to do our part. And I'm trying to do my part in helping those guys feed the world.
Right. And Matt, we were talking off air, the farmers deal with a lot of problems, with weather. You've got to have the right weather. But as we were talking, they deal with a lot of, fixing of equipment. And that's where you really come in handy. I mean, that's right. That's what your business does.
Yeah, we've been, I'd say, incorrectly labeled as a manufacturer of air seeders. We're not that big. We're not that good. I think we could do it someday.
Not yet.
I know we could do it, but that takes quite a bit of more capital and people and all that. We fix them. So we travel around, we follow these things. So whether it's primarily John Deere is what we service, the John Deere air seeders, the Case IH, the Flex coils. There's Bourgault, there's all the Canadian brands up there from our friends up north. And I'm probably missing a bunch. Horsch actually has some stuff from Germany that they brought over, and I've seen them at their plant here near Mapleton. But we provide that option for guys to not need to buy new. Now, that might not be great for a manufacturer, but I'd say that we actually help them look good too, because there are issues that we solve, both from use but also from design perspective. They do a good job. We just help them out. And so we always attack the problem, attack the situation here as an engineer, which is, how do we fix this? How do we make it better? How do we make it last longer? How do we get it to do something that maybe it doesn't do, but it needs to do, because that's what the farmer, the customer is asking for and needs to be profitable and to keep his operation efficient. And so that's what we do. We provide the wear engaging components, or the ground engaging components, the items that wear, like all the pivots. We don't replace paint. So if you're all about paint, it could probably get done, but you'll be spending a lot of money just for it to look good. But we provide solutions for corrosion. Fertilizer is pretty bad on stuff. How many of you drive around in the winter and see the stuff coming out of the trucks, right? That's like a salt, a brine. It's rocks. It's rocks of corrosion that are going to get to your vehicle eventually if you let it. And so we don't wash it off to try to save the parts that corrode on the metering system on the tanks, but we replace them. We replace them with components that last almost forever, but nothing lasts forever. Hey, that's a country song. But it lasts for the life of the machine, and it could be another 20, 30 years before, and this machine could already be 20 years old. So we're allowing this thing, we're helping this thing go another 20, 30 years. That means instead of buying a $500,000 piece of equipment, we're helping them do it for maybe $100,000, $150,000 in one shot, and that could last for 3 to 5 years. It could last 10 years. Then in the case of the stainless on the meters, that could be 20 years. You're always needing to add something. You have to value or put some money into your machinery as you go, but we make big steps for not much money. So we provide huge value to our farmers, the customer.
See, I think we still have Katie on the line. Katie, did you got another question for Matt?
Yeah, how do we know what to buy for our John Deere air seeder?
Yeah, wow. Good questions. So you can call in and just you can go off the website. So a lot of people know their equipment pretty well, but we don't expect you to be an expert like we are on everything, right? This is what we focus on. We focus on air seeders, primarily planters, some, and some sprayer stuff, but primarily air seeders. We see this stuff every day. In fact, I came from Amity Technology, where I was in charge of an air seeder as a current product engineer. I had one air seeder that I was in charge of. I had a planter that I was in charge of. That's what took me to Russia and Ukraine oftentimes. But then my twin brother, came from John Deere in the very factory that builds these things. And so we've got that background, but then we got all the years since then of seeing the problems, following them around. It'd be like following around your junker car and stuff keeps breaking, popping tires, your engine blows. your struts go, and you're like, you just keep fixing. After a while, you're going to be an expert on that piece of equipment. I guarantee it, no matter what it is.
Right.
And that's what we do. We follow these things around. We fix them. There's not much you can throw at us on these brands I mentioned that we don't know about and we can't solve. And so how do we know what's wrong on your air seeder? Well, we actually have taken away that hurdle for the farmer if they're wondering, and we come out and do free inspections. We don't expect you to write us a check and say, okay, I'm going to pay you $250 to $500, sometimes more, that is charged out there, to come look at something and think that I'm going to give you some great value of advice. I'll give you the advice and I'll give it for free. That's the first one. The first one's free, then chips are free, right? Dinner extra. That's the way it used to go.
Yes, that's the one.
Is that still on the air, by the way?
Yes.
Paradiso? I grew up with that. I love that. I got to come up with a catchy one like that. Inspections are free. Parts are extra.
Parts are extra.
That's right. So inspections are free. Call us and get on the list. Here's the realities of this situation we're in. They're very needed. They're very desired. And we have the people to do it. We've got a guy that goes out at least every other week. He'll do 15 to 20 inspections in a week, and he's hauling. He goes from light to sun up to sundown. He goes long hours, even in the winter. And we still got 100 and some people to inspect that's on the list. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to be at the back of the list or bottom of the list if you get on the list right now. What it means is you better get on the list. If we're going to South Dakota, we'll be able to loop you in. But we go all over. We go to Minnesota. He just came back from Iowa, South Dakota, hit some places in Minnesota. He's going up to northern Minnesota tomorrow. And he's like a racehorse. We got to hold him back sometimes. He's like, are you sure you're not going to burn out? But we do farm shows. Come see us at a farm show. Big Iron is the one local.
Yep.
And that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So free on-site inspections. Get us, you know what? It costs you nothing. We might badger you for a while to see if you make a decision to go with us or not. But I tell you what, once you tell us that, we'll be either taking care of you with the parts and service, or we'll be leaving you alone. You just got to tell us. Don't ignore us, because we don't want to leave you hanging. That's what I love about our team, is we will be relentless at pursuing you to help you, not to get a sale or to get something to you that you don't need. But if you ignore us after 5 calls, we probably will not call you back. Because it's like, well, I think it's like the girlfriend.
We get the hint.
It's like the girl that doesn't want to go on a date with you anymore. You might as well just drink,
Hey, man, leave her alone. She's not into you.
Yeah. She's just too nice to tell you in person. Is that nice? That's not nice.
Hey, Matt, tell me, when you're trying to figure out what it is that you're doing with your company, when you start from idea to product, I'd love to know what that whole process looks like. But before we get to that part, how do you go about identifying an issue that deserves your attention to make it better? Do you got people from the farms that are giving you guys ideas, or you just been around enough broken stuff to realize, hey, this thing needs to be fixed, because it's always the first or second thing to go?
It's definitely a mutual thing. I'd say it probably primarily comes from farmers telling us. And I've been blamed, and it's to a good fault, for taking farmers' ideas and turning them into a solution that I share with other farmers. And I will admit to that every day, because our farmers are so smart, and they deal with this all the time. They see more than I'm ever going to see as far as an operations go and their conditions. I can, I guess, but I'm not going to be in a tractor every day, and I'm not going to be riding on this equipment. I'm not going to see a sample of testing in Texas, Russian, Ukraine, North Dakota, all these places all at the same time. I'm going to hear about it over a history with us. We're going to see all that. But when farmers tell us the issues they're having, or when they're like, if you would just get this to do this one thing, it would improve my life so much. And sometimes it's not even a I'm saving money thing. Sometimes it's just so I can drive longer and not have to get out so much. Now, they still have to take bathroom breaks, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. There's still that challenge, right? But there's this one of them was, I'll give you an example. We sell a great blockage system. Blockage systems out there, what they're supposed to do is tell you when you're seating or when you're not seating. Very important. In fact, on our top 10 drill fixes, we made a list of top 10. It's not even our product. It's not even from Readel. It's from Intelligent Ag here in Fargo, right near the Fargo Dome and the Skills and Tech Center. We decided that the number one fix on an air seeder to focus on is making sure you have a functioning blockage system. Because if you do not have product coming to the ground, getting in the ground, it doesn't matter how much money you spend with Ready or any company. It doesn't matter what parts you put on there, whether they look fancy or they function well. And it doesn't matter how many times you drive through the field, it will not grow. I guarantee it, right? You got to put the seed in the ground. Mm-hmm. And that blockage system tells you when you're seeding. I've had so many people come up to us over the years and say, I should have gotten this last year. I should have gotten this already. It would have paid for the system. It would have paid for half the system because they didn't seed or they didn't fertilize and it didn't come up. It didn't produce a yield. Maybe they had to reseed. How costly is that? And so that's our number one. And you know what? Following in good fashion, we're the number one dealer of that system. We sold 225 systems last year, and we're on track to do the same this year. Wow. We do free iPads. We make it easy. This is the unit. This is the system. Comes with the iPad, which you need to monitor it. It comes with free shipping. So why is it, what is there not to? Why would you not want to buy from Ready? And we're the best support. Maybe that's the best for people who are dealing with technology when it's a new thing. Even me, I get a new phone and it's still the same kind of phone I had before, and I'm like, man, I'm getting old. I don't like this new stuff. It's just an inconvenience. And then I'm like, I used to do this faster on my other phone. I got to figure out how to do it on this phone. And so just simple things like support. You can call us, and we're on call 8 to 8, especially during the seeding season. And we've got the guy who developed the system 10 years ago. How could you get a better support guy? He's our director of engineering, Adam. And if he can't figure it out, I guarantee you no one can.
That's awesome. Well, we're out of time right now, Matt, but if people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
You know what? We're all over social media. We do tons of YouTube videos, 195 to be exact already to date, once a week. So on YouTube, search Ready Ag, R-E-D-E Ag. Our website, ready-ag.com, is a good one and a popular one. Call us, 701-205-1485. We love talking to our farmers and really anyone who's got air seeders and needs help with them.
That's awesome. Awesome. Matt, thank you so much for joining us today. A lot of information. And we've got that giveaway package that Matt's going to leave us. We'll have the trivia question for you coming up here right after the break.
This Wednesday, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum will make a groundbreaking announcement in our state's history, possibly the nation's history. Join 970 WDAY with live coverage beginning at 11 a.m. of this historic event as the governor of North Dakota makes his anticipated presidential announcement. Hear expert analysis from the WDAY news team, opinion and commentary from Steve Hallstrom and others, as well as an opportunity to share your thoughts. Coverage begins Wednesday at 11 a.m. on AM 970 and FM 93.1 WDAY radio.
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are taking you for a ride. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating it with Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you're rolling Charmin ultra soft on the party, let's just so roll it back, everybody. Charmin's irresistibly soft and hella nice. The crib is always stocked. It's our party vibe. So our chicks feel fly. So everybody wanna touch the sky.
Charmin Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
mixed action in the markets on Monday. This is the American Ag Network. I'm Jesse Allen with this market update. We're joined now by Arlen Suderman, Chief Commodities Economist at StoneX. Arlen, kicking off the week on Monday, it looks like grains and oilseeds have been fairly mixed all day long, trading a little bit to the downside now. And I know that we're in the point in time where this is kind of shifting over to a weather market here in grains and oilseeds. Talk about just the overall tone in this grain market as we kick off the week.
Yeah, if we look at corn and soybeans and what they've done, corn's about 60 cents off of its low, and soybeans about 70 or 80 cents off of its low. And we've got a lot of farmers who are behind in their selling. And so when we get rallies, they're ready to sell. And that's not just farmers in the United States. That's farmers in Brazil where they've harvested record crops, or on soybeans and corn, they're just starting to harvest a record crop. And so they're looking for rallies to sell. I get calls from brokers in Brazil who are talking to farmers twice a day generally now, asking, what's the condition of the U.S. crop? Are we going to get more of a rally so that we can sell it because we're behind in our selling? So there's some farmers now taking some profits, taking some opportunities to sell on the recent rally. They'd like to have more, but that makes sustaining a rally difficult at this time of year, particularly with rains continuing to move forward in the forecast for the dry Midwest.
All right, thank you very much. That is Arlen Suderman, Chief Commodities Economist at StoneX. We see corn really anywhere 3 to 4 lower in the new crop contracts. Soybeans are 1 to 3 lower. Wheat trade is mixed, a couple of cents either side of unchanged. Hogs remain moderately lower, with cattle futures trading moderately higher. Crude oil up 96 cents a barrel, 72.70. You're listening to the American Ag Network. That's a look at the markets. I'm Jesse Allen.
And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. We want to thank everybody for joining us. And for this Monday afternoon, a little hazy out there. We got some clouds. We got some cumulus clouds. I'm looking out west now, just starting to billow up. And we know what that means. Over the last few days, we've seen those cumulus clouds billow up, and those lead to mid to late afternoon thunderstorms. We'll see more of those developing as we head into the afternoon. So we promised a little giveaway. Michael, if you can zoom in on the giveaway, we've got a shirt, a Red E hoodie, shirt, hat, bucket combo with there's a bunch of stuff inside. This will really benefit farmers. And Bridgette, he left you a bucket too. He's like, you're going to need this for your garden. So either you and Justin can fight over that one.
I'll put it over the wire I cut.
There you go. So if
Nothing
you want
to see over here,
right? If you want to win this gift package from Red E Ag, answer this trivia question, and Jacob will be taking this. How many? So far to this date, we've seen 11 90-degree days in Fargo. Unbelievable. Last year we only had 8 for the whole season. What's the record number of 90-plus days that we've seen in Fargo? The record
365.
No. So if you can guess the record number of 90-degree days, you'll win this little gift pack that Matt left for us. So again, we've already received 11 90-plus days here in the FM in the Fargo area. And what's a record? How many 90-degree days? What's a record in a season that we've seen? So I'll give you a hint. It was back in 1988. Now, I remember that was a hot summer, for sure.
How hot was it, Dean?
It was so hot. I can't use that one on there. Sorry. Gonna have to pass.
I was wondering where you were going.
Bridgette?
Bridgette, we got you muted.
Oh, sorry.
There we go.
It was horrible. There was a huge infestation of grasshoppers that year. It was a drought across most of the state. It was wild. Yeah. And we are, by the way, seeing grasshoppers in western North Dakota and eastern Montana. So they're back.
Yeah, they always
had one at my house yesterday.
I haven't seen
There's many little ones.
I usually see them on the bike trails come July, and you ride on the trails and they're hopping. They get in your face. Oh man, yeah, They're not very pleasant. But we've got the same weather pattern stuck here the rest of this week with scattered late afternoon, evening thunderstorms. Some of these could produce some heavy rain. I think that the coverage of these are going to push out a little further west of the valley as we head towards the middle and end of next week. That doesn't end our rain threat, but it diminishes it at least a little bit. But today and tomorrow, we stand a pretty good chance of at least some scattered storms. Temperatures both days around 90. High humidity. As Justin said earlier, our dew points in the upper 60s, 67. That is very uncomfortable. That's humid, and heat index, I mean, it's only 89 as of last hour. I'm sure that will go up probably easily into the 90s here for this 2 o'clock reading. But just keep that in mind if you're out and about today. And John is on line 1, and I think John's got the correct answer. John, we've received 11 90-degree days so far here in Fargo this year, and we're not even officially in summer. What's the record? How many 90-degree days? What's our record?
39.
And how did you know that? Good answer.
I actually saw it on the news at noon today.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was in 1988.
It was 1988,
Yeah.
John. So congratulations, and I'm sure if Jacob didn't get your information, then he will here shortly. And just feel free to stop by the studios and pick up your prizes.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, John, for listening. We appreciate it.
Thanks for calling.
Absolutely. And you guys want to touch on a couple of ag topics? The weather is the same today all the way through the end of the week before. I mean, there's really not much to cover on that. The weekend.
Sound like a broken record
It is a broken record. The weekend looks great. Cooler temperatures coming in with less humidity. Weekend looks phenomenal.
Hey,
Yeah, what do
speaking
you
of the
wanna touch on,
weekend,
Dean?
again, I was out at the field on Saturday, and you guys, that Peterson Farm seed is up. It looks good. Just a reminder to those that if you are interested in seeing what our field looks like, take I-29 north to County Road 20. That's just shy of the new Amazon warehouse. Head west. The signs are up. You'll see it. You'll go about 5 miles west, and you'll see signs that say, "Here we grow." That's us.
Yep. Or you can head on over to, well, not or, but also you can head over to Facebook or YouTube. YouTube might be a little easier to find it, but you just search Weather and Ag in Focus. We got 7 episodes out right now of Here We Grow. And Dean, on that sounder board, there's one on the right side that says Episode 7 Preview. If you want to push that, we'll give a preview to what our last episode was on Friday. Bridgette, what are you doing over here?
Shopping.
Shopping for what?
Tractors.
Oh, wow, look at that.
I got money. Down payment. All we got to do is go talk to Chad at Dakota Bank.
Oh, great. I got Dean in the trunk. He's going to co-sign.
Trunk?
Back seat.
Okay. Well, let's go take care of this.
Sounds good. Yep, we were over at Titan Machinery, and we were shopping for some equipment.
And, I'll tell you what, at least you put water in the trunk for me because it was getting hot. I'll tell you what. And I didn't appreciate
had to run
that.
out there on Friday and get you out. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah,
by
you'll
the
notice
way.
I'm not in the video. Yeah, he kept me in the stupid trunk the whole. That's.
Hey, at least I realized.
That borders on elderly abuse. You do know that. It does border on elderly abuse. At least you gave me water.
It doesn't border it. It's full across the elderly abuse.
Carried it over the line. Nice work.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us on Weather and Ag in Focus. For Bridgette, for Justin, and myself. Hope everybody has a great day. Again, watch for those scattered storms to start developing here over the next couple of hours and lasting through about sunset with some locally heavy rain, a good possibility. The Jay Thomas Show, it's coming up next.
AM 970 and FM 93.1.